our incubator room. This is where we collect the eggs. They're all washed, sterilized, and put in these racks and stored in cold storage for 7 days. Every Monday, we put eggs in the incubator, and so that's the 7 days of collection. Right now, it's totally empty. We just got through filling up the incubator with 7,000 eggs this morning on Monday. We'll take a look at the incubator itself here. We'll open the door here, and you can see the eggs in the incubator. They're kept at a constant 99.5 degrees, 56 degrees humidity. There's an automatic turning device that turns them every 2 hours. They rotate on this barrel back and forth, and that's to keep the yolk and the air sac from sticking. Anyway, they're kept in here for 21 days. Then we take them out. I'll close this door now. And bring them into this room, which is our hatching room. The eggs are transferred from the trays that you saw before into these baskets. And these baskets are actually where they're hatched. In this machine, they're kept in the last 3 days. We drop the temperature down to about 98.5, and we raise the humidity as high as we can get it. We try to get it up to the 80, 81, 82%. On the 24th day, they're all hatched. We pull them out of the machine, bring them over to this table. This is kind of the grading table. And we take them out, inspect them for health, sex them if necessary, depending on our orders for the week. And we got baskets, and we take them in and put them in the rings that you saw with the 4-day-old pheasants. That happens every Thursday. Good morning. Welcome to Sierra Ranch. We're at the pheasant facility. I just wanted to show you this area right here. It's all been cleaned, disinfected. We're ready to put hatch of birds in here on Thursday. We hatch birds every Thursday, and this will all be set up with heaters, rings, feed water. Anyway, we'll move on to the next section, which are the pheasants we hatched last Thursday. This is the hatch that we just took off on Thursday. Today's Monday. That'd make them about 4 days old. As you can see, we have them in here with the heaters. We keep the temperature about 96 degrees on the concrete, on the floor for the birds. So that means where my head is at, it's probably about 110. Anyway, as you can see, they have about 4 inches of down between the concrete, and we use a mixture of shavings and alfalfa. They've got the 6 waters in here and 6 feeders. The feeders and the waters are changed twice a day, and the temperature is checked constantly. Today it's supposed to get to be about 97 degrees, so we're going to actually turn these heaters either all the way down or off, depending on how the birds look. Right now, they're in perfect condition, the way they're kind of spread out, comfortable. If they're too hot, too cold, they'll either pile around the waters, or do whatever they could possibly do to kill themselves. Well, here we are in the next hatched birds, which these would be about 3 weeks old now. Actually 4 weeks on Thursday. These birds, the rings have been taken away. They've got The brooder house is 110 feet long, so they've got the whole north side of the brooder house, and outside and the outside runs still under cover. We keep it pretty dark in here. We have the windows open right now for this video, but normally it's real dark in here. The reason for that is to keep them as calm as possible and keep the cannibalism down. That's always a problem. The feed has to be right on. We use a 28% protein on these particular birds, and supplement with alfalfa, lighter news. And here they have automatic waters, so the water's constantly running fresh into these waters, and they drink a lot. They go through about 80 gallons of water with these birds every day. From here on, we'll move out to the birds that are 5 weeks old. They've been outside. They're out in a good cover crop, protect them from the sun, each other, and give them just a little bit of greens to eat at the same time. So we'll move out there. Okay, we're outside now. These are the 6-week-old pheasants. Actually going to be 7 weeks on Thursday. This is the next stage after being put out of the brooder house itself. They're kept in this cover with a lot of open around the outside. They're on dirt here. They have automatic feeders, automatic waters, and they'll be kept out here for a week or so, and we'll move them to the next stage where I'll show you the final stage before they move out into the permanent pens. Okay, this is where the pheasants finally end up before they're put in their main pens where they'll be raised until they're sold. These are 7 weeks old, and they're out here in this cover. They're really enjoying life. This is what they look forward to. Get outside, fresh air, little greens, places to hide. And our next step with these particular birds would be to put an anti-picking device on each one of these pheasants. We do that around 7 weeks, so we'll probably start on this early next week. We have to work really early in the morning because by this time it's too hot, too much stress on the birds. So we'll put the anti-picking devices on them, keep putting them back in these areas where they're used to, where the feed, where the water, where the cover would be. And then about 2 weeks after that, we'll put them out in their main pens.
Here's a hen sitting on eggs.
Okay, we're out in the main flight pens. This is where they're put after the picking devices are put on. These are actually out here now because of lack of room. So we'll run these all out of this pen next week and put the anti-picking devices on these particular birds. These pens are 100 feet wide, 150 feet long, and we got about 8 acres of pens just basically just like this. We plant a Sudan grass. This particular pen is basically grown wild because we'll cut this and replant this 1st of July. But right now there's just some wild sunflower in here and other wild grasses just for temporary cover for the babies. Okay, we're in the breeding facility right now. This is where we keep the hens. We normally have between 1,000 and 1,300 hens and about 150 roosters in here. Right now we're phasing out. It's the end of the laying season, and here are the nest barrels where they lay their eggs. We collect the eggs every 2 hours, and especially when it's hot. There's a hen there. There's her egg. And anyway, we collect the eggs, like I say, about every two hours. And this is the end, so we're really down to there's probably only about 800 hens left in here, and we're moving those hens out. End of the breeding season. This is a hen that's been sitting on eggs. She was in this particular pen where we keep the 7-week-old chicks. The cover was about 4 to 5 feet tall in here until we put these chicks in. They knock it down within a week or so. Anyway, she's still sitting here. I'll try to get her off the nest, and she's not going to like this at all. But there we go. She's got 4 eggs. Sits out here in the sun, 100-degree weather. Sticks with those eggs no matter what. She's got thousands of young 7-week-old ringnecks pecking at her all day long, and she still protects her eggs, so don't have the heart to throw them away. Anyway, they should hatch any day, and fortunately at that time we'll be moving these birds out, so she'll be the only one in this pen for a day. Then we'll just turn her loose outside with her chicks, see if she can survive.
These are some veterinarians out here testing our birds.
I'm just taking a little bit of blood from each bird to test them for avian influenza and make sure that the birds are healthy, and we've had no problems in the past, and I'm sure we'll have no problems. It's just a precaution to make sure the birds are staying healthy. So just gonna take a little bit of blood right from the neck, just a couple of cc's, and that's all we need. And that's all it takes right there. Okay. Every time. Does this one actually say EFG on it?
Yeah. Okay. Here we are catching some pheasants this morning. We have a veterinarian showing up. We're going to do some blood testing. Unfortunately, we have to catch out here in the runway, which makes it real tough. Our catching room right now is used for brooding chicks. We normally don't catch a lot of pheasants this time of the year, so we don't really need that facility. Anyway, we're only going to catch 30 hens, give them a blood test, and this is done about once a month.